little record button. All right, there we go. All right. So to describe the scene as you guys teleport in, after vanquishing acererak, the ground appears to be finely laced with sort of like silk, almost like spider webs. That you see these strands going up everywhere. It is lit up by a effect of what appears to be dancing lights around some obelisks. And you kind of notice like the ground kind of has like some tread underneath your feet. It's like it's sort of a little bouncy, if you will. It's soft, like a carpet overthrown just random junk. But you think it's also sort of you can like tear away at it if you chose to. You're not entirely sure what's underneath. But yeah, and there's this like silk going covering this whole cavern. There is also a creature that turns and looks at you. I'm gonna do a little zoom in. It looks like sort of like a centaur, but if it were an ant. So back half is an ant, upper half is an ant. And it kind of looks at you. You guys know exactly what this creature is. It is the creatures that built the city that you live in, that is known as the Hive Skull City. And I'm going to bring up a little picture for the stream to show what this, roughly the building kind of, the city looks like. It looks like a giant termite mound, and you guys are all being sort of like living in it. And this little creature stares at you all. Now, you guys can make knowledge checks if you wish. I will.
Yeah.
And what sort of knowledge checks you might be asking, I will tell you that. It would be plenia, of all things. Now, and this little creature is small-sized, and you think like it's probably smaller than you, Doug. Not Doug. Zug.
That is small.
It is very small. Yes.
I'm not trained in that knowledge.
No. Okay. Well, you
Me
can.
neither.
That's false. That is false, actually.
Yep. Go for it.
I'm gonna make a check anyways, though
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it.
Go for it.
That is a 17.
Okay, so you identify this as a worker Formian. These are like the lowest on the rung of chain of command. They have very little in the way of hit points. They are borderline helpless. However, Formians, on the other hand, all have a hive mind. When one sees you, they all see you.
Okay.
Oh crap.
I
Doug
would
does not
like
have
to
good.
pull out a acererak's crown that I have.
Okay?
Like, yo, I got his crown, acererak's crown.
So the little
Let's go.
the little worker ant sort of like tilts its head kind of at you, and then sort of makes like clicking mandible noises. And then further down, you hear the sound of more scurrying, and like as you're looking around the edges, these more worker ants are starting to appear out of the corners of the dark and sort of moving, sort of inspecting you, followed by something much louder coming from this section down here. What do you guys do?
Also, I just noticed I don't have the continual flame area around me like I usually do.
I can set that up for you. What's the range
It's
of that?
30 feet light.
Yep,
30
I
feet
can
bright light.
give that to you. And I just want to make sure. Yep, save. All right, there you go.
Thank you.
All right, so what do you guys like to do? Now, I'm also just a dip gone.
I would like to say, this may work with the crown. We may be able to convince them that this place is ours, but I'm not sure what that big noise is, and I don't know if we want to find out. So it's probably best, since we don't know where we are, to find out what it is.
So Baylor.
Worst case scenario, we fight.
So Baylor says it's probably the Formian's leader. If I mean, this is the lowly worker ant, and at this point, you see this creature step on out, and I'm going to grab this. There are two creatures, in fact. One is a large-sized creature that scuttles in, but it is not alone. There is another creature right beside it, and it seems to be wearing equipment. Here I'm going to get our guest player to say hello. Folky, how are you?
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Good. So you are playing the role of what is called a Taskmaster Formian. They are kind of special Formians that have the ability of independent thought. They can think on their own, but they also have the ability to sort of access the hive mind and send their own thoughts. You can command individuals lesser on the rank, so soldiers and workers. However, you have to respond to what is referred to here beside you as the My March. They are second in command to the Queen. Now, a little backstory here for you and the audience, Folky, is that your Queen was killed. It was killed by a group of necromancers who slew your Queen, and in the kind of response to self-preservation, your My March surrendered themselves and all the entire colony to the power of the necromancers so they wouldn't be just exterminated. Because the necromancer in question was Vecna.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And now, the necromancers kind of moved in, they took over the entire colony, and sort of over time, strangely, unexpectedly, a sort of civilization kind of got built up in it, but it was under the necromancers' control. You were the police force, and it hasn't been working out very well for the Formians. But they've allowed you to live so long as you help do their bidding. And there's some pretty horrible stuff that you've had to do in the name for the necromancers. Anyway, now that that's kind of all past for background, these four individuals just suddenly teleport straight into your nest. And this area is kind of only meant to be for Formians. Not even the necromancers come in here, or largely, they don't like coming in here. They usually, but they usually get you to do various jobs in here. And so long as those jobs get done, they don't really bother you. And that's worked out relatively well, at least for this chamber. They have provided you some magical uses, like these dancing lights over here. That was provided by the necromancers, and they have a permanency spell on it. Because Formians, from what I understand, don't actually have what's the word I'm looking for? Don't have dark vision. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I'm also going to give you control over this token, which I'm going to set up now. So controlled by.
Be good, because right now I have just a black screen.
Yeah, cool. I think that's your token save, and I will just apply the dynamic lighting for you now. So I think they only have they only have like no real dark vision. So I'm giving you enough light to see your token. So you should be able to see your token
perfect.
now. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you move him? It's the one with the name Taskmaster. Yep.
This guy.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Cool, that's your character. Now, you also have some equipment about you. You can choose that later if you want, or you can describe it now. It's up to you.
A little bit later, I'll look into it.
Okay. All right. So anyway, your group sees this group, and the My March steps forth and telepathically communicates to you all, and speaks. What is this?
Shall I speak for the group for now? Because
Sure.
So, we were originally trying to escape from a potentially collapsing place. We teleported, got teleported randomly here. Coincidentally, I also have a acererak's crown.
This, so for you, Folky, this, when acererak's name is mentioned, it resonates throughout the entire hive cluster. Acererak is the apprentice to Vecna. Now, he was left kind of in charge of the colony when Vecna left. And about some time thereafter, acererak disappeared, like a few hundred years ago. And no one's sort of seen him left, but he left to control the necromancers. Now, if acererak is dead, this means that these guys would become a sizable threat to the rest of the necromancers. And you would be very much inclined, the hive would be inclined, to start backing these guys up.
Got it. All right.
Okay. Now, God damn, my phone's ringing. I'm going to let you converse with them. I'm just going to shut the phone off.
And Cannon, your microphone.
The microphone is very good at picking up breathing.
I'm about to server mute you if you don't stop.
How did you kill Sarak?
We
It
found,
is said to be impossible.
well, it's been done.
And I pull out the mace that did it. This was the mace that finally finished him.
Does it look like a normal mace?
No, it's, as far as what I could tell, it was highly magical. AKA a +5 heavy mace.
You smashed the skull in of Sarak.
Well, yeah, then he faded away.
Yeah.
Necromancers don't die so easily.
Well, if
How-
their
how are
entire
you
body
so sure?
disappears, turns into dust, it should be fine.
I believe I have a chest in my hand. I'm not sure what's in this chest.
Sarak was very powerful. Have you killed necromancers before him?
My apologies,
Oh,
I'm back.
I just realized what disruption does. I just realized what it does.
Yeah,
It's
disruption's
very
powerful.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
It's extra good on undead.
Yeah, it's very. So yeah. Now, did I miss anything, or is there any questions so far?
We basically have gotten to the point where we're talking about. I started talking slightly about the chest I.
Yeah. So you haven't opened the chest yet.
Okay, I'm just
Be
going
careful, because last time you opened up a chest, bad stuff happened.
to. Okay,
That's
I am going.
Should I stand back?
You know what?
You are the
I'm going
trap
to
expert,
open-
Zog.
Okay, I'm going to check for traps.
Yeah, go for it. All right. So give me a search check.
I've got to roll a 1. It's going to say it's fine. That's exactly what's going to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
23.
23, you say. So, it's fine.
Okay, this is fine. I'm going to try to
Open it.
open it.
Yep. I don't even think it's locked. As you open up the jade coffer, it contains 6 potions of cure serious wounds.
Wow.
In addition,
Like,
it has 10 gemstones, each worth 100 gold each. So you've got what, 1,000 gold worth of gems. There is also a there are 7 scrolls in there. You would have to get your spell experts to tell you what they do. And there is also what appears to be a map with like this sort of like you can make a geography not
I got an knowledge local.
no, yeah, go for knowledge local.
Okay, it's not very good, so it's probably going to be terrible, but let's try this.
Go for it. Okay.
I got an 11.
So, do you remember when you traveled down to the... you traveled across the desert to get to the tomb?
Mm-hmm.
And you passed through an oasis and a set of ruins?
Mm-hmm.
So, it looks like this map is, like, got a dotted line to the set of ruins, to one sort of section of it, or at least nearby it. It implies that there's like a red X on it.
Oh.
And it's got like a set of coordinates and numbers that don't make a lot of sense to you, but you think, and then it's got like but then one set of numbers does sort of register to you. It says 100 million GP.
What?
Yep.
What the?
Yep. That's what it says.
Something. This. I'm going to. My eye, like Zug's eyes as he looks at this 1 million GP.
100 million. Like... And you think that that note, the 100 million GP, like was written as an afterthought?
They said something tells me this. I'm gonna. Could I use an intelligence check to think that this is? If this was made as something to try to gain someone's attention, and looked at this map.
I'm not sure what skill you would use, but I'm listening to any suggestions. If you want to try maybe like a
sense motive.
Well, I don't know if sense motive would work. I'd say maybe decryption. There's a cryptography skill. If you've got that.
I don't think I do. Decipher script.
Decipher script. Thank you. That's it.
It's a trained.
I'm not trained in it. I'm not trained.
Oh, you need to be trained. I believe wizards can be. So if you want to hand it to Baylor, he'll check it out.
Baylor, what do you think about this?
Baylor takes the thing. He says, like, "Is this really the time?"
Yes.
All right. Then he starts looking at it. He's like looking at this map in front of the Formian ants that are, and then I'm not going to put the models in, but over time, more and more looks like warrior ants are coming into this chamber.
Are we overstaying our welcome?
Ask the Formians, I guess.
I'm going to ask the Formians, are we overstaying our welcome?
We are curious. You say you've killed a acererak.
Yes, we have.
Let us see the proof.
I am holding the crown.
So he takes the crown, and he sort of like turns it over. Acererak never wore something like this, he says. May I read your thoughts upon this detail?
I don't see why not.
So
because as far as we could tell, we killed the acererak.
You must be willing to accept this spell for it to go through unpainfully.
Which spell is it? I'm quite curious.
He said detect thoughts. If you want, you could do a sense mode to see if he's lying, or you could do a spellcraft.
Let me see. Where's my sense mode? I'm just going to use a sense mode because I'm unsure.
Yeah, sure.
That's a 23.
They're a very tricky species to kind of learn when they're being deceptive. And lying, strictly speaking, is not in the behavior of their kind. They have no reason to lie. They kind of think all alike because they all have the same brain. The only ones who kind of yeah, exactly, a hive mind. The only ones who are capable, of independent thought are taskmasters, but he's not the one that's actually doing the talking at the present moment.
Well, I would allow it.
Okay, so
In my mind, because I'm not sure about anyone else.
So the My March.
And I say that.
Yep. So the My March takes the kind of like gives you back the crown. Doesn't even think much of it, and then kind of like goes to press its sort of like delicate insectoid like hands against your temple, and then peers with its bug eyes into your skull, and you start like replaying the memory of the events of the battle, and then just to Folky, you sense a great sense of distaste and displeasure ringing through the hive as the Maimarch retracts its hands and eventually it says, that is not a acererak. A acererak was a tiefling, which means it would have horns. Whatever it was you're fighting was a deception. You do not kill a acererak. And you sense a great sense of distaste and displeasure in this scenario.
It was a tomb, and we saw a undead person came and kill us, and it was his tomb, so we assumed it was him. But it is what it is, I guess.
So I wanted Doug to make a sense motive.
Sense motive.
Yes.
EFB. 15.
So you're thinking about it, and there are things about that event that were, as they were being played, they didn't quite make a lot of sense. So we went into this small little tomb, this skeletal figure lying on a couch got up, and you guys were kind of shifty about it to begin with, like there's something kind of wrong here. And you remember the creature on acererak ? Sat up from the couch and addressed it's like, you have raided Acererak's rest, now prepare to die, or something in that vein. And you're like, it's like, okay. And then there was the mace, that awesome +5 mace of disruption lying right in front of Acererak for you to kill him with it. And then you're looking at the mace a little bit more expectively. And when you sort of re-examine the mace, you realize it is not a +5 mace of disruption. It is just a simple +1 mace, which was specifically tailored to be a disrupting +5 mace against that particular creature. Then it occurs to you, that was a false tomb. It was set up as an elaborate trap to make you think you killed the right Acererak. And then Baylor adds in, it's like, you know what? I do remember us teleporting into a different area of the dungeon we hadn't seen before. He kind of like pokes Zug to remember the fact.
Yeah.
So that means there must be more to the dungeon.
Well, we were fooled. At least I have 2 +1 heavy maces now.
Now you're in the kind of social awkward position of having to deal with the Formians before the fact of having to kill a Acererak.
You lied?
Okay.
Not on
we
purpose.
didn't lie.
The Maimarch talks to you, the Taskmaster. Does your character have a name? You can have one if you wish.
Yes.
What would you like to have your name as?
Ragnos.
Ragnos. Okay.
The
So-
Taskmaster.
Ragnos the Taskmaster. Okay, I love it. Alright, I'm gonna change your thing to Ragnos. Alright, save. Alright, so the Maimarch turns to you. Ragnos, they did not lie. They were deceived themselves. But For the mere fact they attempted to take on this one as powerful as acererak, I am impressed. We are impressed at their guile. But I question your capability of actually pulling this off. And they turn to look at your group again.
Well, this is not all of us.
Yeah.
Where
Oh,
are
no.
the
See now.
where
I
are
don't
the
know.
where are the rest of you?
All I know was a wizardy friend here teleported them to get out of that place. Because we heard a countdown, assuming the place was going to collapse.
That's another
But
thing
strange.
that kind of clues you into that being a false tomb, because you heard that countdown clock and you had summoned creatures in that chamber. When you teleported out, the creatures were still alive and fairly unharmed.
Yeah, I was almost going to get there.
Hmm.
But it seems like we didn't need to teleport anywhere since my summons are still there, still alive. Even after the countdown.
So Ragnos, you can feel that the little gears and in the mind of the Mymarch is turning and clicking. It looks like it is strongly considering the situation of an opportunity here. But if there's something you'd like to do, Ragnos, because you're independent of thought, go for it. If you wish to analyze this any further.
So far, no. I'm just keeping track on them.
Okay, yeah, sure.
The hive mind, like I'll have probably tell that the workers keep a circle around them in case they try anything.
Yep, okay, they tighten the circle a little bit around them, but they're not being aggressive.
They're not threatening.
They're being defensive. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just chilling around us.
Mm-hmm.
See a couple
Hmm.
more come from the ceiling. Can we climb walls?
Good question. I'll have to look that up. I don't think you can. You might want to check your skill of climb. Is it important?
No.
Skill.
Climb.
Yeah, you got good climb. So I suspect you can climb, but you don't have like the you don't have like spider climb, if that's
Right.
yeah. All right. So eventually the Mymarch speaks. What are your intentions now?
Well, meet up with the rest of our crew, then go back.
Do you require assistance? You can do a sense motive, and you as well, Ragnos. You'll have to just roll manually.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Folky,
roll. Let me
if you know
read
how.
what
I think I actually
the
know what he's
numbers.
talking about without the sense motive.
Yeah,
I'll roll
Can
it
I do a
anyways.
sense motive?
go for it.
7.
Okay. Oh damn. Anyone, your whole group can roll. Oh god, everyone's getting
Roll
sevens. Lucky number 7.
Because I know out of
If
character what
one
he's
more
meaning.
7, we'll have
Hmm.
777.
Oh god. Your first roll, Folky, was a 1.
Hey, get it out of the way, right?
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
We are not going very well.
So, ironically enough, Folky, you passed, even because you can't like fumble on a skill check. But you believe that the hive mind, and because you're like hooked into the hive mind, but
Right.
it sounds the Formians want to get rid of the necromancers because they would very much rather have to deal with these weirdos than have to deal with the necromancers.
I'll say to the is Myanmar or how's say the
Mymarch,
the
yep.
Mymarch. I go. Should we show them where a hive exists?
They are already in it, but
Yeah, this whole city is a
No.
hive.
Where the colony of our enemy controls us.
I suspect they already know. But I propose we assist them. But our assistance must be discreet. It cannot draw too much attention from prying eyes of the necromancers. Thus, we are willing to support your cause. Now, are you in need of anything before you depart?
Mostly finding out other members and potentially a nice, like a long rest potentially.
I have the ability to teleport your group where you choose, without failure. So you do not end up in a situation much like this. I have already observed your thoughts, thus I know the location of where you're trying to go. I can send you back there. But I have like a few conditions.
Alright, what are they?
First, I wish to send Ragnos as an immediate emissary to your group. And he sort of
I will like bow my head, or
Mhm.
what's the proper way for forming? I guess. Click my
yeah,
pincer. or
yeah,
something.
you click your mandibles. Your
I don't
antennas flail.
I say yes, basically. At thy word.
We also request the skull of acererak. Any other plunder of the tomb is yours for taking. We have no interest in wealth or greed.
Well, I don't see that. I don't see the issue with that. And I look to the rest of the group.
That's fair enough.
Then it is done. Ragnos will lead you to where you need to go, but when you are ready to go back, come here and we shall send you forth back to that location.
And I know where it is, right?
The Mymarch knows where it is.
Okay. They'll feed me the information.
Yeah. So now the party have the opportunity, if they wish, to sell some stuff, buy some stuff. It's up to, and also they have a dead member. They may want to consider taking care of too.
Wait, they
Oh,
brought a
I
dead member with them?
I don't know if they got it with them, but they do. One of their own is dead.
Yes, I
poor
did
buddy.
grab that lead that her
Mhm.
took her with
So
me.
you're carrying her at the moment?
Yep.
Okay.
I just cast raise that.
Right here on the spot.
Is that if you
That-
guys
I don't know if
mind,
that's a
I'd
great
like to raise.
idea.
It's up to you. I just want to know if you're doing it here or elsewhere.
I'd like to ask out loud. Is it all right if I revive our member, one of our members right here?
The Mymuch does not care, although I can't speak for Ragnos.
Let's take you somewhere more secluded. Is there like a room we could just take them over where they could settle down? and
There
put
are
their
many
equipment?
rooms in this area, but not much of them. There's like one over in this direction. It's a bit more secluded. It's not so exposed.
It could be theater of the mind. Let's just say
yeah.
like, oh, click, and I'll tell some of the workers to clear space, and they'll like shift stuff around.
If people are
And-
happy for you to, if the players are happy to do the ritual here, they can.
So basically, I just want to leave a space for them.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll take you up. Ragnos leads you over to this chamber in here. It might be a bit dark.
All right.
What do you need for the ritual?
Just a gem.
Diamond.
Yeah, a diamond. Worth at least 5,000 gold.
Now, I'm going to say
But I
that
have a few.
just for... Did I move the map accidentally? I think I did. No, I couldn't
I don't have that gem on me, so
No, you don't have... I'm
Yeah.
going to say that you know that the Formians don't really have an interest in wealth.
No.
They... so they don't actually have any diamond dust to provide or spare.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
the party, you guys do actually have some in your kitty. If you wish to use it.
Let me see how many. I
You have 3 left.
Then I have 4 of my own.
Okay, so do you want to use yours or do you want to use the party kitty?
I'm going to use the party kitty one.
Okay, I'm assuming the rest of the group are okay to bring back Ali then, because no one's really discussed that at
Yeah.
the present moment.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Okay. Is Cannon back yet? Because I haven't heard from him.
Yeah, I've been back. I've been.
You're very quiet.
I've been fucking with my audio trying to get it.
Oh, okay.
Not here.
I'll turn you up, because you're very quiet for some reason. Alright, let's turn you up there. There you go, that might help. Can you say something, Cannon?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Alright,
I'm
it's...
hating it.
I'm going to turn you up a little bit more. Try now.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Alright, it's...
I'm hating it.
No, it's gonna have to
Yours.
be. That's gonna have to
Oh.
do. All right. So, what are people happy for Ali to come back? Then I haven't heard any refusal.
That's fine.
Sure.
Okay, sure. All right. I'll edit the kitty, and you now spent one of your 3 diamonds, and you now have 2 left.
does it take a while for this to go on?
It
guess?
takes 10 minutes to cast.
Okay.
So, if there's anything you'd like to do in the interim, now's the time to say.
No, I'll keep an eye out. You'll see I'll pull a glaive that is usually tied to my back with a leather harness and just keep it ready as if protecting the group.
Okay. So as they cut... Now, I'm going to point out to you, Ragnar, something that might interest you is the individual that they're raising. Very white, pale, clammy skin, white hair, almost bulbous eyes, black eyes, kind of like what sort of similar to you have, but they're more like pupules, kind of dilated sort of thing. And they've kind of got this layer of frost over their corpse.
Sounds like they're raising the undead here.
Yeah, it looks a bit like that. It kind of makes you
Necromancers. No, okay.
it kind of makes you like curious what this thing is.
Raised dead is technically necromancy.
All right. So
It is, but we know the
Underclassification.
difference.
true, it is very much so. It is. So as you, assuming nothing happens during the 10 minutes, as Boris is done the ritual, and eventually, you notice the eyes of Ali snap open as she sort of gasps air and then clutches at her chest. She's on 1 hit point currently, and is like cold and shivering right now, and is like in utter shock as she's staring at all of you, very wide-eyed.
Can I feed her one of the 6 serious wound potions?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'd love to use one of those.
All right. So how much does that do?
Cure serious wounds. I'm just going to.
I think that's 4d8.
Cure moderate. No, it is
3?
3d8.
Okay, go for it.
Plus caster level up to 15.
Oh, damn. Yep, nice. So this is a potion, right?
Yes.
All right. So if it's 3rd level, therefore it would be plus 5. So you can roll for. You can roll for this if you like.
19 plus 5.
Okay, so I think she's pretty much fully healthy from that. As she's takes it and drinks it, then she sort of looks at her hands, and her eyes go wide, And then she sort of turns almost instinctively away from you and tries to whisper into her cloak, but then stops herself. And then sort of like, I suppose that's not, it's kind of redundant as she sort of lets her hands drop or away from her hood. And then she sort of turns around without any whispering into her hood. Her whole body just shimmers and shifts back into Allie, into the human girl that you remember her by. And Ragnos, it then occurs to you that she's a changeling.
So how familiar is the hive with other people around the world?
So I'm going to let you make a knowledge check. Do you have any knowledges? I can look into your thing if you like. Skills.
I don't see.
Not really. I'm going to let you roll a d20 plus 10.
Got it. All right. D20 plus 10.
So you had heard rumors that there is an organization of changelings that exist within the hive that have been sort of operating from the shadows, gaining information and intel. Sometimes they'll they're kind of like a rogue spy operative that will also sell information to other opponents, and they're a very shady kind of group. Their exact motivations and goals are not known, but
They're like a neutral third party that
they are known to be.
both sides.
They're kind of known to be a problem to both necromancers, but also your kind.
I'll like click my things and go, it's a changeling. Is that an ally of yours?
If it wasn't, why would I revive them if it wasn't?
Alice looks touched when you say that.
Be careful who you put trust in. I like lean closer as I take a few steps.
Ellie leans back out of intimidation.
Creature, mind your knowledge. You serve underneath friends and foes, but be careful. We are allies for now. Do not break that trust with us.
I assure you,
We will watch you.
I assure you, when you stop watching, you'll never see me again.
We
All right.
always are watching. I'll like stand back
Okay.
towards the wall.
So, Ellie, how does it feel to be back in the land of the living?
That was horrible, she said. I did not like
Well-
where I was at all.
Well, I have something I can do that'll last forever until it happens
Oh,
to help you stay alive for a bit, aka Stalwart Pact, because I kind of value them. And I will put that. I'm going to cast Stalwart Pact on Ellie.
yeah.
It takes another 10 minutes if no one else is going to. How to say this?
Ellie says she does know
no?
that spell, and she gladly accepts it.
And here's the text.
Yep.
And it remains permanently on them until they're below half.
Yep.
Like half or lower.
Okay. Yep, she'll
I'm
take
going
it.
to ask the rest of the party if anyone says no to this, because I can cast them on you tomorrow. Cast this on you tomorrow.
Okay, I'm going to give a little indicator. I wonder if I can... How am I going to... I need to get more symbols or something. Let's go with that for now. Okay. So Zug is AFK. Is there anything you want to do, Cannon? You've been very quiet. Cannon? Okay, he's still AFK. Oh, there he is.
No, I am here. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell.
Okay, no problem. Alright. I just wanted to make sure you weren't feeling excluded. Alright, so if now that that's done, what would you guys like to do?
Well, personally, I'm not sure if I need 2 +1 heavy maces.
That's fair.
So I'd potentially like to sell it. Also, I'd like to take a look if there's any magical properties on that fake acererak helmet or hat.
Yeah, go for it. You can.
I'd
How would you
like
like to
to
go about that?
The monocle
Oh, yep.
to use identify.
Okay then. So you have to spend a detect magic first to do it.
That's fine with me.
All right. Looking up.
And I have enough ranks in that to use it.
Mm-hmm. Let me take a look. So you look at the crown. It's studded with gems. And after some kind of skill checks from both Baylor and Zug, they deem it to be worth 800 gold. It is not magical.
Darn. Whatever is worth some money. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I would still have the detect magic up, right?
No, because that's sort of sacrificed for the identify spell.
Fair enough.
But it's a pretty simple level 0 spell. It's you have a few of them, and Baylor can cast it too if necessary.
Yeah. So some of the scrolls, I'm interested in them.
Yes, fair enough. I am going to have to open up.
As well as Ernie has a way of casting it as well.
Yeah. So, there are 7 scrolls of each one with a level 2 spell upon them. Now the module tells me to randomly generate them, but I feel like you guys can divvy up the number between the spellcasters, and you guys can just choose what's level 2 spell, because sort of post you guys check it out, see what they are, and then you just divvy up the number between you. So you can choose the number, and then I'm letting you guys to choose that second level spell if you wish, just so you guys have a little bit of.
I will take 2. Someone else will take 2, and someone else will take 3. I'm okay with only having 2.
All right.
Because I have another spell scroll already.
Yeah. Baylor would probably be interested in getting some scrolls. I doubt.
I think I vote Baylor to have 3.
Okay, if you're happy with that, I'll make a note that he gets that. And I'll maybe send a DM to Baylor that he gets that as well. Equipment. Baylor wrote down in his inventory that he has the Oscar hard-earned trophy. How have you done your equipment? That's kind of weird. Add 3 level 2 arcane spell scrolls of your choosing. Okay, done. Anyway, and the you guys can just make sure when you try and figure out what spell you'd like to take before you guys leave the city.
Yeah, I'm
Welcome back,
going to.
Folky. All right. So what would you guys like to do?
Well, I'd love to sell one of my +1 heavy maces.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth.
Go on.
Do we have
Unless
a
someone
shop
else
for
required.
that stuff? Do we have a shop to give them options
so
that they can buy from us?
So the Formians don't.
Mhm.
The Hive city does, because there are other sort of civilians that kind of migrated and moved in.
Right.
There's a strong lattice work of different factions and gangs and also and the merchants. There's even a mafia. There's a lot of different groups. But you something that you would know, Ragnos, that you've been as you spent some time with this group. Each of these four individuals, except for this one, is highly wanted by the necromancers for whatever reason. There's been wanted posters. They've been sending out groups to hunt them down. Now you kind of know why.
Yeah, because they're attacking them.
We haven't attacked the necromancers. They just don't like me. Well, I may or may not have stolen something from them.
So it's not you attacking them, it's your just personality.
Yeah. Not only that, you also know that the mafia has funded the contracts out on their heads.
Oh, dang.
The only one who's not actually kind of on the list, actually, now I think about it, is this guy. But there is one.
Am I wanted?
Yeah, you're on the wanted list. Your description and possibly name is listed on the list of people that they're trying to get.
For what?
Good question. You'll have to figure that out.
Find out.
Because I've been a good person, giving people fairly cheap fortune telling and future readings.
I mean, if you want to try and
Scamming them out of their money. Got it.
if Ragnos if Ragnos was going to tell you this information, because he hasn't so far, you could probably look into it more.
So, quick question.
I may have stolen a necromancer's sunglasses.
Who was the three that were getting the scrolls?
They gave the 3 scrolls to Baylor, and I don't know who's got the other 2.
I'm talking about the.
I got 2. There were 7 in total. I got 2. Are you a caster as well? Mr. Cannon, are you a caster?
Technically, yes, but none of the scrolls would actually really help me because I technically don't have spells.
Yeah, but can you cast from scrolls without problem?
As about as well as the rogue could.
Okay.
So no.
The answer is yes, but he doesn't want any scrolls.
Okay.
Oh, no, what I mean here is that, like, due to the fact of me not having spells, I have no spell list to put the scrolls up against to be able to have the casting without having to worry about doing the
Long story short, did you want scrolls?
check to see if the scroll actually triggered.
Did you want scrolls?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so he doesn't want 2 scrolls. Zug, did you want some scrolls?
What are these scrolls of?
Well, that's a thing. I'm letting you choose if you end up taking them. But the real question is, can you use scrolls? Because I don't think you've upped your use magic device.
I don't think I can.
So I'm opening up your character sheet and taking a quick look. Yeah, you get a -2 to using magic devices. It's not a wise idea for you to read a scroll, because the thing is very likely to explode. Although that might be an attraction for you.
On yourself.
Yeah, but he has evasion, so.
Yes.
It's fine.
So I'll take 3, then our wizard will take 4.
Okay, in that case, I'll make a note that he'll take 4.
Okay.
Do they have to be arcane?
Gems are
They
mine.
could be of any divine or arcane. It just says scrolls, spells.
Yay.
So I'm letting you guys choose. I'm being nice.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to.
I messed that up actually.
Can I pocket the gems?
So you opened it kind of in front of the group,
Yeah.
and I didn't hear you say you're gonna try and like hide it really. So I would say that the group know that when you opened it, you just opened it in front of the others. They would have saw what was in the chest, because I dare say they may not have seen. Also, you handed the treasure map to Baylor.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Middle.
So I'd
here.
say the gig's kind of up on that one. Also, I think the scrolls are in there too. So they
Yeah,
kind of
they were.
yeah. But hey, you
know-
guys have got like 1,000 gold in spending money plus other 800 gold from the crown, and then there's the couch, which I'm going to assume Robo Buddy has.
The couch.
Yeah,
What?
there was a
We stole their
Yeah.
couch.
yeah they
we
stole a
stole the couch.
couch. They
And
just
there's Robo
totally
Buddy in here.
did that Family Guy thing. It's like, I'm taking this couch.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I'm going to say that there's also the
I just-
kitchen sink.
I'm just seeing them like walk around. They're like, two guys have to carry a couch.
Well, they don't have the
Fully
couch.
furnished
These guys don't
everything.
have the couch. The couch is
Oh.
someone who's not here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd say that we actually I think somebody may want the jade chest. I think the jade chest may be worth something. In theory.
I'll take a look.
It makes sense it would.
The
You were-
chest you can make an appraise check on. I think I might have even told you this.
I got a 1.
Okay. Would someone like
Sure.
to help him out?
You know what? On praise check.
Does anyone want to help
You know
me?
what? You know what? Why not? I'm going to assist him with a whopping 4.
Then you do not assist him.
I got an 8.
Anyone else want to take a shot at that? Ali will offer to help if no one will.
Yeah. I would like Ellie
Sit-
to assist. If
Yeah,
possible.
absolutely. Since you helped to bring it, that's the least you can do. So she is
Should
going.
we leave the shape changer here to rest?
I'm fine, she
Uh,
says, kind of nervously. She get oh there, roll up there. All right. And she got a 19. So yeah, she tells you that chest is worth 200 gold by itself.
So that's worth something.
Yeah.
Do we want to sell the chest? Do we have a use for a jade chest?
Mm.
Also, what?
Yeah, you want to carry
with
cast around with
the
you?
so the caster level of the spell scrolls is 5, right?
The caster level of the scrolls would be 3 because you need to be 3rd level to be able to access that spell.
Okay, just double checking.
Yeah, it's fair. Is there anything anyone else would like to do?
Not particularly, other than sell the crown,
Mm-hmm.
sell a heavy mace.
Now, you do know someone who will trade things with you at market value, but they kind of want the place kind of kept secret, which implies that they don't want a Formian in there.
Yeah.
So, is there anyone
What's
who...
wrong with form?
So you guys might want to
Nothing's
have a
wrong.
conversation as to what you guys are going to do. I'll be right back. I'm just going to get something.
Okay. What's your name again?
Ragnos.
Bug Ragnos. I almost
Yes.
called you Bug Boy. I'm sorry.
Please don't. I have
Uh,
a name for a reason.
Fair enough. Ragnos.
That is I.
We are planning on selling this stuff, but who we want to sell this to does not like extra guests.
Or you can leave one of yours behind. Less guests then.
They're more indicating of you.
Yeah. You don't have to go far. It's
Do I
just
look
'cause-
intimidating?
No, it's just that your mind is linked to the rest of the hive.
But we don't care.
Well, this
Well, they
person
do.
that our friend does.
Fine. I was told to watch carefully of you. I will stand to the side while you work.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I need to check my throat later after this.
Have a lozenge.
But essentially, they're asking for me to stand to the side, and I said, "Oh, fine. I'll just."
Okay. Are
Be
you
off
going to
at a
be left
distance.
unobserved?
I'll try to go as far as I can with them,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll just want to stay from a distance and
Yeah.
watch from
So-
where they go.
They would take you down to the lower areas of the hive, which is below ground level, where it's cool and damp. You guys kind of built the hive over a natural sort of spring, but one of the things that the necromancers did is that water is monetized and is illegal to sell other through them. Which has made things very difficult for people living there. You do know that there are some individuals with magic who can create food and water, where they will, or create water. They will often do it sort of under. They will do it illegally. But one of the laws of your kind is to kill on sight anyone who does that. So that's just that. Yeah, that's just what's just one
Yeah.
of the harsh aspects of this city.
Realities.
This is a rough
Yeah.
city to be living in.